So everyone is having this conception that we need to go above physicality to be okay, to be blissful, to be high frequency. And this is a misperception of reality from my experience. Why? I shared yesterday with you that if you stay in a blissful state for a long period of time, for a few days straight, if the first organ that fails is the liver.
About the too much light that enters the body. Yeah, I have experienced it yesterday.
Okay. So, today in India, there is someone 6 months straight in bliss, and when he came out with liver cancer. And he said, no, don't follow bliss, don't follow nothing, just be. So, I didn't care about him. I didn't know him personally. I just seen some videos on YouTube. Someone told me that he'd been into his ashram and he's enlightened. And I didn't know what enlightenment was in that particular moment in 100%. Now I don't care about enlightenment. Because I know it's endless and he has stages after stages and it keeps you busy also. So I finished that stage when I was following enlightenment. So he was saying what I'm saying today, but differently. If you're following high frequency, you're following something that's beyond the body, beyond the material, and you will get your body sick. So your misperception about high frequency will bring into your reality the high frequency.
Does this make any paradox? Isn't it? Because when you feel high frequency, in my opinion, equals feel good and happy. And when you feel those emotions, your body gets healthier. High frequency is not an approach towards higher dimensions. It's just feeling good in your own body and skin.
The body needs low frequency to be happy, to be healthy, to be strong. When you take high frequency into the body, you will make it thinner, lighter, and unable to digest food because of the liver. That will not work, will not create bile.
And the food itself is dense.
Exactly. And you somehow, when you say high frequency, you say low frequency not okay.
No, I didn't say that.
Something in your subconscious is saying that when you are in low frequency, you're shitty. And it's not okay. And you want high frequency. This is the translation.
You may want to feel happy 24/7, but it is not possible. And low frequency is the polarity of the high frequency.
It's a possibility It's a possibility to be in samadhi 24/7. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't have a side effect for the physicality. That's unpleasant when you go out of samadhi. Because you cannot eat normal food anymore.
Yeah. Yes.
So
you cannot eat in restaurants and not pad thai and
so
yeah.
High frequency created a pleasant experience for you? No. Because when you come back into the physicality, because you need to come back, you have one choice. You come back or you die.
In the physicality you experience high frequency. And you feel well.
You don't feel well?
I mean high frequency in the physical body. In the physical, not in the higher realms.
You don't feel good in the body because of the higher frequency.
Synchronicity is talk, yeah?
The pleasant feeling in the body is when he is without suffering. When you are creating, you are not suffering. You understand? Because you have the support of the universal spirit, as I shared before. So, that's not high frequency. That's high potential. That's coming into your being and creating everything. When you're going for the high frequency, you're going for a different type of experience and realms. You're not going for the source. You understand? So you're going for the wrong thing.
Source is everything. You disconcept yourself.
No, I'm not. When you're not creating and you're not connected to source, you're coming back into the realm of duality of this planet, of separation. And this has a lot of realms. So you are separating yourself from source by going into high frequency mode. And you're going following the rules of this planet and duality. Because we came here to experience
Everything.
everything, duality, and the separation from God. To be an individual. So when you go for high frequency, you're going for the individual world. And the individual rules and individual realms of existence. You're not going for the source. It has sense now?
Kinda.
Kind of. So, because you're not going for the source, and you're going for high frequency, you're taking in one spectrum of the source. Because you're taking one, and this body needs more than one. As I said, you cannot go only with prana. You cannot go only with solar energy. You need more than just one source of energy from here, from this experience, from this planet. You need to go outside the planet and take in universal energy from source also. But you also take in mineral energy like the plants. So you're taking in universal energy, not just high frequency. You understand?
Yes.
So the source is everything, but if you're not going for the source by creating, to contact the source, you're going for the high frequency that's separated from the source because it's a different realm of existence, of the separation, of duality.
I had a different experience from what you have told. But yeah, I understand and I feel what you're saying. I just had different experience in my direct experience. That's it.
I'm sure we have different experiences.
But I understand what you're saying, that if you're going for your own high frequency, you separate yourself from source and from everyone at the end of the day. Because
you're going for the individual mind that has a perception that high frequency is bliss. It's not. You understand? Source is everything. And when everything comes, it comes in a package. And you have a lot. You're not having only high frequency. And the body loves low frequency. You know about the Schumann resonance, correct?
Yes.
It's 7.83 hertz. 7 hertz. Without this, every human being on this planet goes crazy. In one day, it goes crazy.
Instantly. Not one day.
Not instantly. It takes a period of time. But every human being on this planet, without this, goes crazy. This is why people in the cities are angry, depressed, crazy, anxious. Because somehow the metal, the concrete, shields this frequency. And they go crazy, man. You can see it in the big cities. They go crazy. If you talk to someone like this for 2-3 hours, it's impossible. They have something to do.
Yeah. They are running for frequencies and so on. So I want to share the things that you have told me today by the camera shut down about the energy of a child that takes the karmic of the mom energy, the mother energy, and the punishment of the parents. Can you share about it, please?
Yes, but first we need to finish the aspect of high frequency. It's very important.
All right.
When you're in high frequency, you're not low frequency.
That's right.
You're not grounded. You're not at 7 hertz. You're above. Where you are not grounded.
By the way, just sorry if I'm cluttering you. What is high frequency for you in a physical body? No, not astral projection, not out of body experience.
Love.
Just is used now.
Love.
Love.
True authentic love energy is high frequency.
And it must be the true love, or it can be between, let's say, sadness and love. Sadness energy.
Don't put extra information there. Let it be as love. I don't care.
I want to understand your definition for high frequency. Except love, pure love energy. Is there any other definitions for you for high frequency or medium frequency, let's say?
Yeah, but I want to express this love aspect.
Okay.
There is a practice, a Buddhist practice.
Which is?
Metta practice.
Metta practice.
When you expand your heart field and you send love to all the beings in this universe. Do this practice for a few days and see what happens. I will not share what you'll experience, so I don't create a placebo effect. But that is love, and will have a side effect, and it's not to my liking. So you will experience love, and you will give yourself the answer if that high frequency is suitable for your body or not. Because I practiced that many days, and I know for sure it's not for me. This is why I'm sharing knowledge, and I'm sharing love from a forest. Because I stayed almost 1 year in the forest here in Thailand. Blessing and sharing love. And it was not for me. And this is why I'm here. Because that high frequency is not suitable for this body, for this reality. That's suitable for the saints. And I don't say what you will feel. Do it for 10 days straight, every day. 5-10 minutes, every hour, every 2 hours, as you feel. And see what's left after 10 days.
All right.
Okay. Now we can go to the other subject.
So about when a child coming to a womb of a mother, it chooses the mother in a particular matter. So a child soul reincarnate to a mother womb, and you have said me in the yesterday previous episode that it takes the mother karmic energy, and then when he grows up and does some stuff as a child, he gets punished from the mother or the father. Can you elaborate about it?
So the phenomenon is called, today I take a picture with me, fetal microchimerism.
Can you show me?
So the cells from the
fetal maternal microchimerism. Okay.
So the cells from the child's body come into the mother's bloodstream and organs and heal the mother. And instead somehow it takes the bad cells and takes it in his body.
For his own art.
And the scientists say that it's for a few years. But from my perspective, it's for decades or maybe the entire lifetime. This is why the mother can feel the child. Even if they are in separate places, separate countries, if the child is sick, the mother will call. How are you?
The mother calls or mother gets sick too?
No, she knows and she calls. I don't know if you experience this, but when I have something and I'm not okay, I'm in turmoil, some emotional turmoil, my mother will send me a message. How are you? So,
Interesting.
So it's not so interesting if you understand how this is working, because you have cells, karmic, imprinted cells from a human being that's full of suffering in the present moment, full of karma, and you're connected to that karma and that suffering through those cells and through that DNA. It's not funny.
Not funny, I said interesting.
Yeah, not interesting.
Frustrating a little bit.
Yeah, it's rather
But
difficult.
it will not be happening if you wouldn't choose it or react to it. Because why you have born to this specific mother or father or family generation.
We have some karmic contracts, but we forget to close them. This is why I say it's not interesting after a while, because when your contract is ready, you need to release that also. And because this is physical low frequency, it needs low frequency stuff to make that happen.
To burn the karma.
This can only be done when you're not eating. Fasting, not eating, because fasting and not eating are two separate things.
Yes.
When you're going fasting, you're going for detoxing and cleaning. When you're going not eating, you're going for pranic way of life. So it's separate. So you need to fast at least 7 days to start the process of cleaning your DNA, cleaning your cells. And then gradually the cells from your mother will not be anymore in your body, will be pushed out, flushed out. Not in the 7 days fasting. After the 7-day process is over, the cleaning will continue, and so you get rid of the contract.
The fasting is with water only?
Yes.
Or you can do it with green liquids too?
No, only water.
Only water.
No,
Lemon water, only water. Yeah, pure water.
only water. No electrolytes in the water. No lemon, no salt, no coffee, no nothing.
By the way, I have heard that by water fasting for a long time you can regrow your teeth,
Yeah, for sure.
which has been said in the conventional medicine and holistic medicine as a term of not a possibility or probability.
No, there is also a plant that does this.
Which
It's a bitter plant. It's from Romania. I don't know the English word.
you might check it out for me.
It's
and
very bitter. But there is a
there are
guy.
people who needs it.
There is a guy that drank that for 20, 30 days straight, and from that moment on he is healthy, and from that moment on it's in his daily routine in life. And after 1 year he began to heal his eye that was beyond repair, so he couldn't get any operation or something to fix it, and that eye was back and functional. So you can do this. Oh, that plant, I don't know, it was a Russian guy, I think, but I think it's easier with fasting than the plant. I don't know. It's so bitter.
Not everyone can fast.
Exactly. But 7 days for sure, it's a possibility if you go in the proper environment with proper people that can support you in that 7 day.
Yes.
So by yourself, yeah, not everyone, especially if you have problems, heart problems, digestion process problems like
You will get a lot of
pancreas.
emotions going out to the conscious mind as well.
No. Especially your liver and pancreas needs to be okay. It's about the physicality here. It's not about the emotional aspect, because when you start releasing the toxins, you release them from the body fat. So
yeah, but your liver and heart functionality depends on if it gets pranic energy or not getting pranic energy because of any emotional
no
element.
I'm just talking about physicality when it's about fasting. When it's about not eating, I'm talking about pranic and stuff. But no, when it's about fasting, it's just about physicality. If you have problems with your heart, you cannot fast because it's possible that you can have a heart attack. It's not about emotions, because your blood will...
Emotions will arise to fasting.
I'm not talking about this.
Okay.
I'm talking about strictly physicality. When it comes to fasting, I'm talking only about the body. The rest will follow. When I'm talking about a pranic way of life, yes, I talk about everything, because we need to take in everything. And that's a different aspect. But when I'm talking about fasting, we need to have a healthy heart, a healthy liver, healthy pancreas, healthy spleen. The rest, no problem. But if you don't have enough bile to melt the fat, the pancreas needs to work overtime, and you have insulin resistance, diabetes, and so on. And you cannot melt fat. So if you cannot melt fat, you cannot fast, because in the fasting process you melt like 1 kilo of fat per day. Yes. After the 4th day. So to melt 1 kilo of fat per day, you need a healthy liver and a healthy pancreas. If you don't have this, the spleen will follow and not be healthy.
Failing organs.
So
yeah,
the proper people will guide you in a fasting process, and you will succeed if they say that you can do the fasting. They will ask you some questions. They will see if you have something that's not okay, and they will say, man, you cannot do 7 days, 2 days maybe. Try it. We are here, we support you, you will not be hurt. And we'll see. But they will say, 7 days not for you.
All right. Now about the child energy, and what you would like to suggest to parents or people who take care of children in these days. Do you have some tips, healing tips, spiritual perspective tips?
So, if we take this into consideration, that the child comes into the mother to heal the mother, and takes the karma from the mother, and takes the illness from the mother, that means that he came here to sacrifice himself for the mother. Because he now is imperfect, and he is carrying your imperfection, he will manifest that imperfection in front of your eyes, and you don't like it.
You don't like yourself.
Exactly. And the thing that all parents should have in their consciousness is that that was perfect. Yes, he has some contacts with you, he has some karma from other past lives, I don't care. But his body was perfect. And he took imperfect cells karma from you, and now he is not. And he is angry, frustrated, and he is crying, and he is
making some violence in the house and so
exactly.
on. But it is a child.
It is not a child. It is your karma. It is you. It was a perfect body that now is not perfect. It's imperfect because of you. It's your imperfection there. And you don't like it. And because you don't like it, you don't accept it. because you don't accept it, the child will be more resentful, more angry, more frustrated, and you will do more and more damage.
I will add, I want to show that as soon as you decline situation and decline more situation, the karma and the situations are getting worse and worse.
Exactly.
And the situation getting intensified one moment after one moment, till you understand the karmic lesson, till you understand the karmic point that you need to understand.
No, it's not about understanding.
Comprehend from high perspective.
No, it's about loving that karma. That's it. You just release all kind of...
All the karmic lessons are about love.
It's not all. Not all. As I shared, if you start creating, everything disappears. But it's not about love. It's about the creation process.
This is something else. Creating is not...
But this is different. So this, in this aspect, this example, you need love. So you need to love that karma, so it will burn away. But the problem is that you need to do it consistently every day.
Yeah, this is the trial.
This is the struggle.
So the universe, or source, you can call it which name you want, which feels right for you. The universe tests you. Are you really loving this karmic, this child? Oh yeah, I love it. And then you behave, you're like, with intention or not intention, or you are pretending that you love it. And then, okay, nice improvement. Then after a few days again, they test you again if you really authentically love the child.
There is a problem here. The karma has a self-sustaining mechanism, and it will never run out.
I didn't say they run out, but the situation cancels.
As long as is next to you in your presence, that karma will be unraveling every moment. So you cannot finish that. So if you love that child, you love it unconditionally for the rest of his presence in your environment, at least. After he is out, is his karma. Then you finished that. But as long as in your house, you feed him, you pay for his existence, clothes and stuff, you need to be open to receive anything with love from that soul, because that karma will never end. It will have a new reason to melt your brains out every day.
I will add that you shouldn't, if you are parents who watching this or listening to this episode, if you have a child that making some noise and violence or destroying carpets or
walls,
you know, child stuff, don't punish him. Let him be, let him behave. Don't shout at him. Don't shout at him. Let him behave as he behaves. Let him be as he be.
He needs
love him
to know that he made a mistake by destroying something, and he needs to see in physicality, in the physical realm, what he did. So somehow you need to create a way of showing him from his own experience what he did, without being a punishment, without beating him, so he doesn't resent you for the rest of his life.
And with a pleasant approach.
I didn't say pleasant approach.
If you shout on a child, he will get traumatized, you know.
Not necessarily.
Most of the kids, most of the child's,
not necessarily.
Children.
You've seen the cats and the dogs, when they raise the voice, they know. They stop or they go out. So somehow the loud noises are translated as danger, and they need to stop. So I'm not against shouting or saying. I'm against, personally, I'm not against. I said that it's not okay to punish and to hit the child. To raise your voice, I think it's a decent action to be made, and it's very easy for the child to stop because something is wrong.
In most of
He will know that he did something.
Yeah, sure. In most of my experiments that I've done, when a child hears louder voice, it activates his fight or flight sympathetic nervous system, and they get traumatized by its own interpretation. So maybe, no, louder voices not so healthy in my opinion. I do not agree about it. But yeah, you can, like, let's say I'm speaking now, like really tranquil and relax.
I will share my perspective.
Speech.
I will share my perspective.
Yeah, sure.
If you raise a child only with low tone of voice, and he is all the time blissful, he doesn't know what aggression is, he doesn't know what danger is, and he goes outside. And two people are fighting and they're yelling at each other. And he goes there because he's blissful, he doesn't know what a yelling is. One of the people will slap him on the ground. Because they are in a fight, they're angry, that doesn't care. Because you're there and asking questions.
I don't think he will attract the situation to his reality, but yeah.
He will encounter people that are fighting, more or less.
Maybe in the synthetic metrics.
More
But
or less,
no,
if he
it
goes
will not
into a
happen.
city environment, for sure he will find something.
Maybe.
And because he doesn't recognize that yelling is danger, he will go into danger. You understand? So
if the father or the parents don't shout on a child or don't get any louder voices, it will not trigger anything in the child. Therefore, he will not attract any situation like this. Or he will go to the city and visit violence people, but it will not affect him. Nevertheless.
you're talking about keeping the child into a bubble
No.
of perfection, of a perfect life without shouting, without yelling. And he will want to go outside the bubble and to experience life outside the bubble. And outside of the bubble, he will for sure encounter something that is aggressive in nature. And he needs to understand the language of aggression. Somehow you need to teach.
There will not be aggression in
You need to
few years or decades.
my perspective, you need to teach him the language of aggression so he knows what it means to see a dog that's barking with aggression, to see a cat that's fussing about
You can
something.
teach them separately.
Yeah, but also shouting is aggression. When you hit something and you cut a piece of wood with aggression, he needs to see the anger that's coming out of you, to feel that anger, to understand what's that emotion about, and to not stay in a bubble, and to sense all the aspects of the human emotional spectrum, so he has a decent life when he is out of the bubble.
I do not agree about it.
Okay, we agree to disagree.
We agree to disagree.
Okay, I want to finish with something. Today's episode, because we didn't meet each other before this. You don't know who I am, what's my occupation, so to speak. So I'm not a healer, and I don't do Akashic readings for people.
You don't?
No.
So why you have told it?
I was doing this in the past. This is why I have so much experience, life experience and knowledge, and because I did it in the past. But also I seen that it has limitations, and I don't want to be part of something that's not 100% that what I can offer, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't do readings for people anymore, but I do readings for people that want to create projects, that have running projects that they want to
businesses
improve.
And so on.
Not necessarily a business. Maybe you have a project that you want to put outside the world, to like healing music that's scientifically proven in a lab that's working. Someone shared with me a few days ago.
But with sustain aspect, of course. Sustainability aspects, of course.
I'm talking about a specific project that's for sustaining life, sustaining spirit, sustaining life force energies, sustaining people, animals, I don't care. That's if it's sustaining life, it's a proper project for me to get involved and help. If it's a business, if it's a project, a piece of art, a movie, anything that's for the purpose of sharing your gifts, sharing and sustaining life, I'm in, because it's also helping me to grow, because I'm sharing life. I'm sharing knowledge about life to support life, and for sure life flows from me. So I'm not going into the healing and helping people healing trauma, because I'm done with that. I didn't enjoy that process.
You're getting to the mixing of emotional and you're getting to the garbage, you know.
It's not about getting in the garbage. I don't have a problem. It's about the garbage having so much mechanism of self-supporting themselves that even if I share with you exactly what you need to do, somehow you sabotage what I share with you and you don't reach that potential. Sometimes you reach 40, sometimes 60, sometimes 50, but you don't go above 60% of what I'm sharing. And you cannot hear 100% of what I'm sharing. And for me, that it's not reasonable for sustaining them on a regular basis. It's not suitable for my life force energy to give so much and to see it vanish because it's life here.
I want to share my experience in healing. I do healing session for people, and we have talked in the previous episode about protectors and entities that going into the bodies when a child experience a traumatized situation. So he calls unconsciously for an entity to help and guard and help him with the energy that he cannot take for himself. In healing that I do, I work with those entities and we are communicating with them and we are releasing the root, and the results are pretty good. So it depends, in my opinion, on your approach, on your techniques, on whatever you learn, how effective it is. So you say, okay, I'm investing in a client like 100% of my knowledge and experience, and he gets only 40% of the result that I wanted to him to reach.
Not that I wanted.
Oh,
that he wanted.
Yeah.
But he cannot.
That you understand that you have different perspective and he has different perspective, and he has maybe a lower energy because he needs your energy. A client will not reach to you by mistake. He will reach you only if he needs your help. Okay?
I know.
But if you are, I don't want to get into hierarchy, but Yeah, let's say if you are here and he is here, most of the time, if you use the same techniques, you will get more result than what he will do with your own technique. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, but what I'm sharing is that I feel that what I am offering is not 100% efficient.
For the client.
For the client.
For the client.
Because he cannot put into action, put into his structures what I'm sharing 100% of the time. So it's like I was saying about spiritual practice. They don't work. Why they don't work? Because it's made by someone else. Something is missing. You understand? So I'm done with that because something was missing. I don't care if it was missing from me, from the channeling, from the Akash. I don't care. But for sure it's not missing from Akash. Everything is there.
Yes.
So either I was not channeling exactly what it was needed, either the person could not integrate or hear or do what was meant there to be received. Either way, something was not okay.
Have you tried everything?
It's not about trying everything. It's about realizing that something is missing. And if something is missing and it's again and again happening, you need to do something different.
Yes, every problem in this world is a solution.
So when I work with something that's fixed, like a business, and you see numbers that are going down or up, you know 100% of the time if it's functional or not.
Yes, statistics.
And you can improve, you can see actual matter changing on a daily basis, and you can modify that result on a regular monthly basis, because for a human being I cannot open Akash to do a session after a session. He needs to integrate that energy, and usually after 6 months I can open again. So this is, again, I was limited.
So you say, let me see if I understand. You say in a business, for example, a financial concept, you see that the numbers are increasing. And in emotional healing, energetic healing, you don't really know if the client's progress.
It's not about I don't really know. I know. Because after 6 months, he is not there. Something is missing. And from my perspective, I offer the 100%. I don't say I'm 100% all the time. But in that moment when I shared, I did 100% of that moment. So from my perspective, I did 100% of every moment that I meant to do. So something was missing from the other side. Something is missing from the other side sometimes. And I shared with you, if that client pays a lot of money, he will get a better result.
That's correct.
Than if you take a small amount of money. And this was my mistake. I was taking as
low prices.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a big mistake of businesses.
So in a business, I can see actual numbers and I can ask a bigger price because the business has a bigger value than a trauma that you don't want to take care of. You understand?
Again, explain.
So a business
about the trauma that you don't want to take.
Oh, okay. You don't want to go unravel that trauma from your structures because it has years there with you. And it's so well attached to your structures that you don't want to let it go.
I know about the client, a specifically client of what you are talking about.
So I've seen this again and again and again, and I cannot ask a ridiculous amount of money so that client has the desire to let go of the trauma. For me, it's like, come on, man, how much should I ask for this? You know? So I prefer to work with a business. I prefer to work with cleaning a house. If you're a real estate agent and you cannot sell a house or an apartment or a piece of land, because I know that there it's 100% efficient all the time. If something is wrong and it's not selling in the next week, I know it's something missing. I didn't do something. I open again, I find it. I find it the second time 100% of it, I'm sure. So because of the final result is more easy to manifest in the material world, I go for the easy aspect than to see you be attached to a karma or trauma that you don't want to let go, but you said you want to let go. This is why you came to me, and I shared what you need to do. I cannot do it for you because you need to unravel every day for at least 2-3 weeks, so you get back that energy and you will feel better. But still, something is missing, and you don't let it go. Because
there is entity inside that don't want to let it go.
I am sharing when there is an entity, and I'm sharing that the entity needs to go first, because without being free of those, normal that you cannot release the trauma, because the entity is connected to you through that trauma, so they go hand in hand. So if
they are parting there.
So if I say to a particular being that comes for help, man, you have a shitty guide, you need to let go of the guide, call a light guide that supports you in your purpose. Afterwards, you need to unravel this, you need to say this, to put in your subconscious
Action
this program. And it doesn't happen. In the time that he is doing what I shared, it's happening. But after he gets involved in the normal life and he gets infected again. And
I feel there is really something missing, but maybe in some tools that you have to put in addition to the method, to the approach. Because in my experience with clients, I have experienced in my life their struggles. That's why they are coming to me. Emotional detachment, pain, emotional discharge, all these emotions. But what I know in a deep level, that they must get a full tools and accessories to comprehend the whole scenarios that gonna happen. So in my approach, I think that as a teacher, I would like to see the struggles that they will have in the future, even without me, because a good teacher, as I said, is a teacher that teach the clients, the student, the disciple to be totally free from the teacher and from life. So there will be struggles after you finish the service or the process with them. But what is the missing point? Why they cannot keep it up with what you have said or your action plan? You understand what I'm saying?
Because they
Very
have
important.
a shitty life environment.
Well, people cannot. Okay. People cannot financially. Oh,
I'm not talking about money.
you're not talking about money. So what is that?
It's about your house.
Friends.
House.
House.
As you arrange your house objects. It's about how you have the window. It's about what you have in front of your eyes when you wake up in the morning. It's a lot of stimuli that you need to take into account, and I cannot do this for another human being. I cannot. It's impossible.
Yeah, you cannot go in his house and okay, this is for trash, and this is
so
happens.
This is the reason that practices fail. As I shared with you, you have a notebook of the teacher. You go, you feel okay there because you are in this notebook.
In this frame of the teacher, yeah.
In this space. When you're going back home, you're going to your space. That's also. I was doing this, and I was offering the cleaning of the house also with this session. So he has a clean environment, but not all people wanted
What?
the cleaning of the house.
You don't get the correct clients, maybe.
So the point is that something will be wrong in a certain moment, in a intention of going above your status, your present day reality. So I don't want to engage with this because it's ineffective. Because I know he will fail in a certain moment in time because his environment is shitty.
What would you suggest to those clients after a while that you know that they are going to fail? What would you suggest to recover, to fix, to manipulate, to alienate?
I'm not suggesting anything.
Anything.
I removed myself from that environment, from that experience of life. I cannot go as a healer to change anyone. I was just a messenger. I didn't like the results because they were not complete. I don't like to do things incomplete, and I let it go. And I go through for projects, businesses, anything that's sustaining life, and it's here in the present moment in a fixed form that we can observe together if it's flowing or not flowing.
Totally understand.
So it's easier. You can say, man, I need to improve this. How can we do this? And we take a list and we make 5 steps. After these 5 steps, for sure, you will see improvements from the first day. And
Properly.
after the first day, you will not go back because it has a shitty environment, because the business is your environment and you create that environment. And if we share together that you need to modify that environment, you have all the power.
Can you give an example for what you mean about changing environment? Specifically in a business or in a house?
For example, the entrance to a store. If you have a store,
Okay.
if you're dealing with clients, in my experience, you don't need to put nothing in the path of the door that's receiving the clients. Nothing. You will stop the flow of energy through that particular door.
You mean you don't need to put any flower or something?
No flower, no rugs, no desks, no nothing.
Interesting. Okay.
And this is no Feng Shui stuff. It's not about Feng Shui.
Feng Shui, I know what you mean.
It's about the flow of energy.
Feng Shui, for the listeners who don't know what is that, it is a philosophical Chinese or Japanese approach to put objects in a particular chronologic matter in a house or a business. They know how to orientate from north-west directions, astrology. They mix some things in order to make an house or apartment or business to make it work with an energy flow.
So I'm not talking from the perspective of Feng Shui. I'm talking about the perspective of opening that space and seeing what's wrong there. And I see, here you need to set aside, put aside this, bring something else here that can channel the flow. It's not about Feng Shui, it's not about opinions, it's about actually opening the space from the spiritual perspective and seeing what's there or what is not there.
Do you see it in your own eyes, the energy flow by the instruction that you give to the client or to the business?
Yes, when I'm doing a reading, I can see the image of that particular space, even if I never went there or I don't see pictures of that space.
Nice.
And I see exactly what's there present. Sometimes You have also platforms.
Platforms?
If someone had a fight there,
an
That's-
energetic thought in the past of
created the bubble of aggression. And because of the bubble, the clients don't come in. You understand?
yeah, an energetic environment, specific point location.
So if you clear that bubble, immediately the next second, clients will come in.
Huh.
It's not
Instantly.
a metaphor.
I believe you, of course. I had experience. This too.
You know, when you do something and it's effective, immediately the next second you feel, man, I feel more okay. Something is out. I feel it. I'm different. If it's functional, this is why I say, with a business, with a project, you know 100% is functional, because in the very next second you see results, you see numbers, you see something appearing.
Yeah, more practical in a business terms and how it is called.
Projects and
Projects
art
and real estate and restaurants, maybe, of course.
I don't know if it's a business and you're alive and you're not dead. I can surely help you, because it's your business, it's your space, and you give me access to your space, and I will know 100% of the time what's wrong there. If I'm not okay with myself in that day, and I am not correct in my observation, because it happens to not perceive something, because I'm not 100% trained to see everything. Also, my perception are evolving with every reading, with every space that when I first started engaging with Akashic readings, I opened my personal Akash for 1 year straight, every day, to get attuned to that frequency, to get attuned my body to that reality, that space, so I'm not overwhelmed, because it's a lot, man. When you ask for something, it's coming more than you ask for.
Yes.
So at the beginning, I couldn't translate that. My mind didn't see images, didn't feel nothing, didn't see nothing, didn't even hear nothing. Now I can see images, I can see the entire scenario, I can see like a video clip, so to speak, longer or shorter, of the scenario that was there in that building, in that space.
Video clips, explain please, elaborate.
It's not like just an image, actual moving image of the scene that was there. You understand?
You can see to a clairvoyance Akashic reading the exact situation like a video in regression.
Let's say like a visualization, yeah, of a certain scene that happened in that space, and keeping that space stuck, obstructed, ineffective, something that's not suitable for you.
And you clean it with energy healing, or you're just telling the client to move an object to withdraw this situation?
I am authorized by the owner.
Authorized, okay.
To do whatever to that space to make it functional. So I have authority in that space because the owner gave me authority. And if I see something that's not working, I push it aside or send it back for whatever he came. If it's something alive and it's obstructing the people there. Because you cannot destroy a being if it's a shitty guide or a lost soul, attached soul to this planet. You cannot destroy it.
Yeah, you can send it back to source.
So you need to open a channel for that particular being to go where it is for him to go. Maybe he needs to go to another level or full release. It doesn't matter. It's not for me to decide. I open the channel and the channel will take that being where is his level to go. It's not my choosing where it will go. He will decide.
All right.
So for the period of the contract that we have, as customer and the guide, the coach, I have access to your space to do whatever I consider it's optimal, necessary, and I have clearance for, because sometimes I'm I'm stopped to seeing 100% of the story. And I say, man, I can see until here, but from here I can see nothing. So you have a lot of karma that you need to deal with by yourself, and afterwards I can go farther. Because at the moment you are until here, I cannot see further.
So you might tell to the business owner, okay, you need to suffer for a few months, and then I can come back and see the other parts of the karma?
When it's a business, no. It's not like this. But when it's a project, yes. Because in a project, you're in a project because you were in a suffering aspect, environment, and you want to create a better one for others because you know what's suffering. So there is a possibility that you're not suitable for that project in the present moment to accomplish it. Your body is not ready, it's full of karma, you need to release it, you need to let it go, you need to learn some lessons. You are ahead of your time, so to speak. So when you come at me with a project and I open the project and I see that from here I don't see nothing, I don't see the whole picture, I say, okay, I don't have the whole picture, something in your present day karma is not finished, we can open again in a few months. But I can help you only with this part.
All right.
So it is a possibility that I cannot help 100% with a project. With a business, yes, because it's ongoing. You have a certain intention of growth, and for sure it will grow.
Isn't project is a business too?
No.
Because project is a startup. No. And
no.
Startup usually comes to a business.
No, from my perspective, when you have a project that's sustaining life, that's the way I express it. It's a project that's sustaining life. A project that's sustaining life can be an animal shelter,
Animal chairman?
Animal shelter.
Ah, shelter, okay.
It can be, like I shared with the music, that's healing. It's a project.
But at the end of the day, these projects want to earn money. So it becomes business. Do you understand my terms?
They're different from a business. It's not about money. In a project, it's about sustaining life.
Okay.
Money comes second.
Ah, I understand.
In a business, money comes first, life second.
All right. Now I totally understand what you're saying. So a project, the difference in your terms between project and business depends on the business, on the person, on the entrepreneur by himself with his intention. If he wants to really help animal or do healing for Indian poor people or just to earn money and go for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand. All right, Marius, do you have something to add to the podcast or something you want to share or last words before we finish?
No, I think it's sufficient for the present day moment, and I will send you a link with the book.
Yeah.
When it's out there next month. For sure it'll be of help, because from my perspective, as I said, words are not yours. You cannot express clearly the truth. And through writing, I could express myself more authentically.
Automatic writing?
No. It came through guidance a long time ago. I didn't listen to that guidance, my inner guidance. I knew it was not a image or something that I picked up. I knew that I needed to write a book. I think 10 years ago.
Wow. You're now 38. Yeah.
So I didn't put this into action because I didn't thought that I have something to share in that moment. And I was right. I was not in the suitable environment to start sharing. As I said, I started knowing myself when I left Romania. And reaching Thailand, my heart opened up because of the people that are so nice and so innocent. And because of their innocence and their way of interacting with us, I don't say they're blissful. They're with their karma. But they have a certain respect for the foreign people. And they always smile at us. Always.
Especially in Pai.
And when you see that kind of innocence and respect, and something happens with you. And it happened with me. I was so tough and so frustrated by the environment that I grew and was interacting with in Romania and in India and so on. And when I got here, I finally felt like being here alive in this body. It's okay and it's easy. And because of that easiness, my heart opened up, my energy started to flow, I began to be more expressive, more creative, and I started to write.
And more thankful.
Yes.
Wow, this happened to me too.
And it's a vibe of, because of the people here in Thailand. It's not about the country, it's not about the earth, it's about the people. It creates a certain vibe for the foreign people to come here and enjoy themselves, even if they don't like us sometimes because they were walking naked, not naked, sorry, in swimming suites and stuff. They don't like this, but they don't tell you, man, that they don't like it. They accept you as you are, regardless of your activities or behavior, and that creates a pleasant karma and a pleasant environment, the environment that creates change, the environment that sustains creation
and transformation.
That's why I'm here, and that's what I wrote in the book, and that's why I chose to come out of the healing of trauma of people and stuff, because I know that you need a suitable environment for you to come out, to release the shell, to release every trauma and create.
What would you say to me that I had not had the correct environment, the suitable environment, and I still came out? It was 5 years ago. I was in my house apartment. I was living there, and they were angry and don't do it. You are making mistakes. You are losing money. And I started my fitness trainer career, business, and I came out.
And you let it go?
I just started creating.
No. The business, the fitness career. What happened with this?
I closed it.
So it was not functional?
It was functional part of the time, but I felt there are limitations there. And I didn't enjoy it as I enjoy healing.
Again, limitations. Again, restrictions.
Restrictions, but with...
So again, we come to the environment.
I didn't know about the environment, but it was the client... The environment that I was training clients wasn't at home, at my environment. But what I'm saying is, when I came out with my ideas and okay, I'm opening a business, I'm starting to train people, it started in my household. And I got a lot of resistance by this environment.
And you failed.
After 3 years.
3 years. So it's not a failure.
Not a failure.
Okay.
Not a failure.
Okay. But you have the resistance in your house.
Yeah. At the beginning, majority at the beginning.
So in your environment, that's your house, you had the resistance.
Yeah. But I still had succeeding clients and money flow and business.
Yeah. But you had the resistance.
Yeah. From my parents.
You needed to consume extra energy to go against that resistance, push it back, and keep it there. And if you didn't pay extra energy for keeping that resistance there, the resistance were coming back because it was in your house. You understand?
Yeah.
So you paid with your life force energy for that resistance to go back.
To go back to the parents?
Yeah.
To where? Like fighting with them, you mean?
So it's like keeping a mad dog with a stick, poking the dog 24 hours with a stick, and you're not free. Because if you leave the stick, the dog will bite you.
Yeah.
So you are tied by the resistance because you're going against the resistance.
So you say if I wouldn't have resistance in this specific parent's house, the business will go smoother.
Exactly.
So that's why in self-development, you know, all the you know spiral dynamics?
Spiral dynamics.
Yeah, it's the colors of the consciousness. Never mind. Let's say the very basic principle of any self-development say that you need a fine environment and friends and colleagues to sustain and evolve.
I am agreeing 100%. Because this is flowing.
Flowing.
Yeah, it has a flow. When it
Show it to the camera.
I think it's obvious. It has a flow. It's unraveling by gravity. Natural. Don't push it. It's going because you release it. When you have a project that's supporting life and you have more people there that are creating, it's like releasing that creative energy and it's flowing without restrictions. It's going and it's creating abundance and it's creating new possibilities. It's an ongoing potential. Why? Because they are there in that space of creating. So in that space, there are no obstructions. That's the perfect way to create an environment for any kind of project that's supporting life and business. You don't need to separate life from a business if that business is supporting you with the abundance of money that's flowing through that bank account from that business. So that space is the perfect project for me because I know exactly what to bring there, what people need to be there, how many people need to be there. So they create a flow that's not interrupted, even if the people are not present in the space.
Interesting.
So you have abundance flowing non-stop, source feeding non-stop, without you creating non-stop. Because you will need to eat sometimes, you need to sleep sometimes. You cannot be 24 hours there. But I know how to create a space that it's flowing 24 hours, even if you die.
Amazing.
But that needs first knowledge, intention, and some resources. This is why I say I like working with a project, with a business. I know that it will work 100%. It will not have obstructions. Why? I know how to create a space without obstructions.
Instructions.
Obstructions.
Abstraction.
Yeah, the resistance that you said.
Resistance.
I know how to create a space without restrictions, without oppositions. Because I'm working with space. And if I cannot do it, I will say, man, you need to sell and create another one according to this. If it's suitable for you, perfect. If it's not, do as you did before you met me. Because it's possible that a certain space cannot sustain you in your new project. Or maybe that space is coming from a dream that you picked up from a guru, from a superhero, or something that from your childhood, and it's not your dream, and you need to sell it and let it go and bring back that energy. You understand?
Not your project that you was thinking about, that your project. This is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's not coming from your essence. It's dead.
It is an intellectual idea.
It's just money stuff, or just something that was coming out from, I don't know, a teaching of a guru, of a priest, reading the Bible. I don't know. We pick up so much from other people that I cannot say.
All right. Thank you for your answer. I was asking in Instagram story about this podcast what they want to ask you. You want to answer only 3 questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So there is a war in Israel, and there are abductees from the Arab side. Yeah, you know about the elites and so on. They ask about a family of Bibes, an abductee family that's been abducted by the Gaza.
I don't want to go into that space.
Okay.
So ask me another question that's not going into a war or crime or something that's against life.
Questions.
That's against life.
2 questions are about war, so I will skip to the 3. Yedaya asked if you know about a good way to reach out-of-body experience, astral projection, but not some technique that everybody knows.
I don't encourage, as I said, astral projections and out-of-body experiences because of the lack of a proper and suitable space and guidance. So my answer is don't do it.
But he wants, I think. Yeah.
If he has a live human being in the same room as he, and that human being is a truly honest being, he will say to him, don't do it. I know how to do it, but you will not get nothing from the experience. You have pleasant emotional, mental image of other realms, and if that experience is not coming with a specific purpose of creating life, abundance, or something that's suitable for you, and you just go because you're curious, you will fail and something will not be okay.
Okay, so you say that you need to put an pure intention for why is wanna to go astral journey.
He doesn't need to go outside of the body just because he is curious, because he will find a spirit, a guide, something that will support that curiosity, will show him a lot of realms just to keep him busy out of the body so he can have the body, and when he comes back in the body he will have a guest that he contracted because he is curious. You understand? So he needs to take a different approach upon his life, and if he has a curiosity, to ask for inner guidance, to sustain from eating everything 1 day a week, just stay with water if he doesn't have problems with his liver or other organs, or if he is taking medicine, and in that particular day to write on a piece of paper what he is curious about, and he will get some answers, some messages, some intuition, but from his essence, not because he's going into different realms to meet some entities.
So in your perception, curiosity to the astral realms and astral journeys is okay, but it will need to be with a more specific intention, which sustain life or helping the person to develop.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
It is possible that you can receive certain messages from certain beings that help you with your intention. But if you go with curiosity, the first one that's next to you, and usually next to us there are not so many light beings because the environment is shitty, and the first entity that's next to you will say, oh, I will take you on a ride. I will show you astral projection and planes.
As my knowledge, there are entities that you can call them while you are
this is why
astrolling.
I said the intention makes the difference, because when you write on a piece of paper, I want to see this because I have a trauma and I want to release myself from any kind of bonds, ties with this trauma, in such a way that I'm free to see myself, to experience my essence, to experience the universal spirit, not to experience I don't know what kind of journeys. So when you write on a piece of paper, you sign, you invite in that moment light beings to support you being free, not curious, because curiosity will put you into trouble.
Curious, you say curious is like a mental jerking.
No, I didn't say this. I said curiosity will put you into trouble if you do it outside the material realm. Curiosity into the material realm, it's a pleasant way to involve yourself with the human life experience in the body. I encourage curiosity here because you can see who is coming. When you're curious about something that is unseen, you cannot see who is coming.
What about if you have clairvoyance, active clairvoyance? You can see them. You can see the clairvoyance with your own eyes, the physical realm. You can see the light entities, the dark entities. What you say about it?
You write on a piece of paper before you see anything.
Okay.
So what you see, it's according to your wish and intention. Because anything that's in the spiritual realm, in the etheric realm, is never what you see it, how you see it, how you perceive it.
Yeah, they show you as they can show you.
They can show you anything you want, and they can appear in any form they want you to see them.
Even demons can show you can be shown as angels. Yeah, of course.
And even people, they can show you live people in the material form. This is why I say the self-realization of who you are and connecting yourself with the essence of what you are, with the universal God source that's inside of you, is connected to that source. You need to have only this intention in your day-to-day life, because this will bring you anything else. You'll not be curious of nothing. As I shared with you, I'm not curious about enlightenment anymore. Why? I seen it, I experienced it, I seen that it has many levels, it never stops. I needed to stop. I needed to go out of that game. I'm not curious anymore.
Interesting.
So just having this experience, this intention of knowing who you are and connected with who you are, it's enough to bring you anything. You don't need to go. You need to stay.
The transformation happens on simplicity.
It's not about simplicity. It's about a clear intention of knowing who you are, why you're here, who is supporting this, who is supporting this body, why do you have this body here, and you will receive the message. You will receive guidance. You will meet the proper people. I'm sure. You can be in the desert. I'm sure you will meet someone.
You will meet some reptilian or lizard that come to assist you with your trauma or something. Yeah. All right. Wow, it was a great podcast. So, listeners, thank you for listening. If you want to contact Marius, saying his book, or contact for any business or projects, Akashic reading, especially projects and businesses, as he told, you can contact him through the description between the below the video, below the Spotify description. Thank you for listening. You may, if you have enjoyed the podcast, you can rate it by 5 stars to help the algorithm advance and enhance the impressions to the podcast. And we will see you in the next Wednesday.
Bye,
Thank you
guys.
very much. Bye bye. Thank you very much, Marius, for coming.
Have a pleasant life.